Good afternoon. How's everyone doing today? This is a continuation of what I started this morning, and we'll be coming to you with not only some views as you just had seen from the pond today, with some great breaking news. It seems that Donald Trump has been approved for just paying the $175,000 deposit on the appeals court down payment, down from the $554,000 that Letitia James was asking for. That said, then you turn on the mainstream media, and it's amazing on the meltdown of NBC, NBC, and CNN's people that are just crying over the fact that he didn't have to pay that much money and did not go bankrupt, because they were all about his being bankrupt. He can't afford this. He doesn't have that kind of money. See, it's all a lie. Well, he'll do that, and he's agreed to that in court today, and onward and upward, the left is melting down, which surprises the heck out of me, because this is dyed-in-the-wool election interference when you do this to a candidate, an opposing candidate. They get away with it. So what else is new? Well, we talked a little earlier in the pond segment here about what's going on with the border and the people jumping over the fences, through fence lines, to knock down people that are protecting the Texas border, such as the soldiers that are out there, as well as the police that were trampled on their way in. And then we have, and I'm going to show you a snippet here very shortly, of this little creep from down in South America somewhere, probably Venezuela, saying that, be prepared because they're all coming for your homes. They're just going to move in and squat and try to get us out. It's alarming that our administration is letting this happen and not backing the Border Patrol, not backing the states that are trying to close down the border. The border needs closing down. There's no doubt about it. And here it is, this is a week, Easter week, Holy Week, which you would think there should be peace across the land and people preparing for the risen Christ. But yet, it continues to be a satanic show by our government and the people in it. And the prosecutors that are involved in this Fannie and Letitia, and judges that are ruling from the bench without a jury trial and coming up with astronomical figures to keep a person down and not allowing them to run for the office that they're registered to run for. We have never in our lifetime been able to see this. But as I said in the outside segment this morning, we need to get our family close together, our good friends close together, and help each other and prepare for what's coming. It's not looking good. We have 11 to 12 million people that have breached the border, and most probably are okay, but there's an awful lot with bad intent. There's an awful lot of military-aged Chinese that have been sent out into cells. There's an awful lot of Middle Easterners with bad intent that have been sent out in cells, and when they press the button for this all to happen, our infrastructure is in trouble. Our grid is going to go down. Or even worse, the murders are already taking place. Mainstream media doesn't like to report on it or even mention the name of Laken Riley. It's offensive to the left to even recognize that this happened. And it's not just Laken Riley. This is happening all over, and a lot of the border states will, if you pool it, will tell you. Mainstream media won't tell you because they don't want you to know what's really going on. I don't know if we do even have an answer for this come Election Day. It will be so manipulated. And if anybody thinks that Joe Biden can last for 4 years, you're sadly mistaken. Why is Obama visiting other heads of state like he's still the president? What is he up to? Why is Gavin Newsom meeting with Xi Jinping? These are questions you need to ask yourself. I think it's very dangerous. Gavin Newsom, other than a great head of hair, which is what all the women will tell you, he brings nothing to the table but destruction. Look what he's done to his own state. Look at San Francisco, a once wonderful city. Look at New York under the blue umbrella. What's happening there? Let's ask Chuck Schumer that. Let's ask Mayor Adams that. And then the make-believe governor of New York. It's incredible what's happening in these blue cities, and they want to bring it to a town near you. And guess what? It's coming to a town near you, and it's coming quickly. And it'll happen in this election cycle to disrupt the election cycle. And God knows what will ensue as a result of it. It's not a wonderful situation that we're in right now. But, as I said earlier, this is Holy Week. We need to look forward to the rebirth, the resurrection of Jesus, and pray to Christ that we end up with a solution and an answer to the problems that we're experiencing right now in this country and across the world. They say there could have been peace in Gaza, but Hamas walked away from the table. So Anthony Blinken goes over there and accomplished nothing. Met with people in Egypt. There's nothing happening there. And now this funding package, they want us to pay for a wall in Jordan because Jordan doesn't want the Gaza people and the Israelis to enter their country. What about our wall that they stopped? What about the wall that Texas have put up of barbed wire and razor wire to stop the influx? They want to take that down. But yet we want to take a $1.7 million over there or more to help build a wall in Jordan. Does this make any sense to you? Does the ongoing investigations in these hearings that are going on with Jorden and the like, do you think that there's anything good coming of that? Or is it just more rhetoric? They have the evidence, but they're not going to prosecute Joe Biden. They are not going to impeach Joe Biden. It's not going to happen. And if that's what you're sitting around thinking that the answer to this is, think again, because it isn't going to happen. These people are protecting every corner that they turn with evidence. They have an answer for. And they protect the Biden crime family on a daily basis. And we're not too sure right now if his doddering old fool act is just that, an act. Years ago, there was a mobster that was out in, I guess, Staten Island or maybe Long Island, that walked around. Oh, no, he was down in the village, walking around in a bathrobe with no clothes on under it, acting like he was crazy so they couldn't prosecute him. What do you think Biden did in this hearing with Mr. Hur? Same thing. And then they pump him full of something to get up for a State of the Union address, which I call the State of Confusion address because it made no sense. All he did was rail against anything that's his opponent has to do with anything and then blame everything on it. That in itself is election interference. Does anybody in the mainstream media say anything or call foul? No. They came up with a list of excuses and tell you how sharp he was and how on the mark this guy was. He's brilliant. Yeah, he's brilliant, okay. Anyway, I'm looking forward to Easter Sunday. I'm looking forward to everything this week has to offer with regard to the importance of family and getting together and educating your family about what's going on and being prepared for the worst and praying for the best, because it can go sour real quick. And the last thing we want is any more violence in this country. We have enough of it already that's come out with all of the stuff. If you remember last year, with all of the burning of cities, the smash and grabs. They've run businesses completely out of San Francisco. They're doing the same thing in New York. It's not a good deal to be going on right now. And then we look at the economy, and we're told by mainstream media and we're told by the fake White House that everything is just great. The economy is surging. Really? Go shopping. I told you in a short yesterday about the man that bought a fillet of fish. A single fillet of fish, no drink, no fries, nothing with it, at McDonald's, $4.75. And it's not the fillet of fish that we remember when we were younger, when McDonald's was very popular. They've reduced it to the size of a postage stamp inside the bun. When they load it up with mayonnaise, and $5. You have to come out of pocket with $5 for one fillet of fish. And if you've ever had one doesn't fill you. And all the other fast food restaurants have raised their prices as well. They have to, because the cost of goods have gone through the roof. Our transportation system is broken. It costs more to ship the goods to the end seller, who has to pass those increases on to the consumer, which is you and I. So yes, the prices are going up. Milk is up. Beef, forget about buying any great cuts of meat at a supermarket today because you can't afford it. Or most people can't. People are working 2, in some cases 3 jobs to feed a family and survive with gas prices. 33-cent increase in gasoline in several gas stations in my area alone in 1 week. In some cases, it went from $2.89 a gallon for regular to $3.39 inside of a half a month. Our reserves have been depleted. He sold some of those off to China. And he used the reserves to falsely lower the price over the Christmas holidays. So you thought, oh, Joe's doing a great job. Look. At those prices, they were still too high. But $2.89 to $3.39 in a week, something wrong there. Anyway, I want you to have a wonderful rest of this Monday in Holy Week. Yesterday, Palm Sunday. I hope you all have made your little palm crosses and put them over your door. Maybe that'll ward off the people that are coming for your home. You have to say a prayer. You have to get out in nature and breathe deeply and listen to the whispers on the wind, because bad things can happen, but we can prevent it by taking care of our own. You need to get close to family, get close to God, and pray on a daily basis that we have some sort of a miracle here. I don't know that we have any candidate is going to be your savior. We have a savior. But we have to listen. We have to make informed decisions when it comes to voting. And if you look at this crummy Congress and Senate that we have, where these rhinos went right over to the leftist side and pushed through, or trying to push through this bill that is so full of pork at oinks. So down ballot in November is going to be very, very important. And there's a list of the 12 rhinos that voted with the Democrats to get this crummy bill passed. And I would remember that when you walk into the voting booth if any of them are on the ticket. Right now, Scooby-Doo could do a better job than most of them have provided for us that we sent there to do it. Now, is it a circle back with this money to line somebody's pocket? It's a good chance that that's true. But we don't know that. We can't prove that. We can prove that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden and James Biden and the Biden family has benefited from it. But no one wants to hear that. No one wants to try him for that. No one wants to report on that. But let Donald Trump wake up in the morning and 15 different news organizations will tell you that they hope he goes broke because, see, he doesn't have the money. He can't do this. He can't do that. Well, he did. Now they're mad at him because he's going to sell off Truth Social. How can you be that hateful to one individual in your lifetime? Do you not know that hate for another causes your heart to go bad? You can't carry hate like they carry for Donald Trump and be successful and hope a way into heaven. It's not going to happen. Hate is a destroyer, a divider, and that's what they are up to right now. They are dividing all of us. Why? So they can stay in power. We're the people that give them that power. They forgot that, but we need to remind them of that, and we need to remind them of that on a daily basis. And that's why I'm here on this platform. And I hope that you are listening, and I hope you are subscribing to this channel and others like mine that will tell you the truth. Now their big cancellation is going to be against, they went after Russell Brand, and now they're going to go after anybody that says what they're really up to. It's incredible. how easy it is to destroy another's life in these times. And the biggest reason that they get away with it is right here in front of your eyes. Everyone is walking around glued to these things, getting misinformation or being ripped off by fraudsters, which is on the rise. And I've told you this before, you need to be very, very careful with your personal information as it exists on these cell phones, on your laptops, on computers, iPads, and especially your children. They're being targeted. You're being targeted. These foreigners that are coming in the country are coming in with skills that the average person doesn't have with regard to you're carrying a computer in your hands. This is a computer. This is a more powerful computer than they used to get to the moon in 1969. You have to understand that. There's people that can access these things by standing behind you in a line. And unless you walk around with a Faraday cage in your pocket to put it in, you're susceptible. So watch what you keep on that. They're using this technology to bully the young people into feeling bad about being normal. This is the truth. So be careful. Make sure your children are careful. And of course, around the holidays, and this is an upcoming holiday, if you're out shopping, be aware of your surroundings, especially in the parking lots. There's all sorts of ways that they can grab your car, grab your groceries, grab whatever you just bought in that mall, going to your car. They have ways to get you to step back out of your car so they can do this. Don't fall for it. Be aware of who's around. Get in your car, lock the door, and get out as quickly as you can. But if there's something on your windshield that you think somebody left you a note, or they now use fake $100 bills folded so you can see it's a $100 bill, and people will get out of the car to get it right up behind you. Don't fall for it. It's not easy when you bring this many millions of people, some of them directly out of mental institutions in other countries and jails in other countries for heinous crimes in some cases. We don't know where they are. But they're targeting parking lots. They're targeting empty homes right now. And this kid just absolutely went viral with this thing telling you that he's coming for your home. They didn't send us good people. They didn't send us people with the talents to help. They sent us people with the talents to destroy us and take what we have. Be aware of that. And God bless you. We love you here at the Kaiser Report. And we know there's a lot of good in this world, and we're hoping for even more. So with that, I'm going to say have a great rest of the Monday, and we're going to be out of here. Bye-bye now.